Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Halo everyone. Apa kabar? Bonjour. 안녕하세요. konbanwa. So welcome back with me, Rizka Amalia, in another video. So today, the video is about discourse analysis and English language teaching, who is conducted by Dr. Andi Kaharudin M. Home as my lecturer in this course. So, without any further ado, let's jump right to the video. So, to understand this topic, we need to learn two things. First one is the concept of English language teaching. Second is the relationship between discourse analysis and English language teaching. To understand the definition of teaching English, then we must first understand the definition of teaching. As Paul Hirsch said in 1975, that being clear about what teaching is matters vitally because how teachers understand teaching very much affects what they actually do in the classroom. So, what is actually teaching? To answer this question, there are two ways. First is virtual way, second is ritual way. Virtual way in this term refers to the source that we get from the internet, such as online dictionaries. And ritual way in this term refers to the way of understanding definition by observing an act of teaching containing series of acts regularly repeated in the classroom. Online dictionaries defines teaching as so from those definitions from online dictionaries, we may conclude that teaching is the way of imparting knowledge or skills to help students to learn something. So what about ritual way? So ritual way defines teaching as an act that defines into three main categories. There are pre-teaching, while teaching, and post-teaching. So what is pre-teaching? Pre-teaching refers to things that teachers do before imparting knowledge to the students. This pre-teaching also well known as planning. So in planning, there are two things. First is planning what to teach, that result is teaching materials, and planning how to teach, the result is teaching methods. To identify what to teach. So to identify what to teach, the teacher must do the term of need analysis. So need analysis is important to know the type of teaching materials suitable for particular group of students, to formulate learning goals and objectives after the types of learning materials are identified, and to prepare and sequence that material that will be used to achieve the learning objectives, and to create syllabus and lesson plans. To identify how to teach. So to identify how to teach, the teacher must do the term of situational analysis or SA. So, situational analysis is the identification of the students' learning styles and preference are used as the basis for determining types of methods, the activities, and techniques used in the classrooms. So, therefore, in what to teach, teacher do the need analysis, and in how to teach, teacher do the situational analysis. So to conclude, in pre-teaching, the outcomes are syllabus, lesson plans, and teaching materials. So what is while teaching? While teaching refers to things that teachers do when imparting knowledge to the group of students. The while teaching, also well known as implementing. So in while teaching, there are several things to cover. First is time allotment. Second is the teaching methodology, such as how to starting, giving a lesson, presenting a lesson, and ending a lesson. And the next is the supplementary materials that use, such as textbooks or handouts. And the last is about the extra work or the homeworks. Those items are wrapped up in something that Smith in 2016 has called as teacher's method, which consists of teacher-centered, active method, and student-centered method. When a teacher implements one of the methods, the implementation indicates the teaching method of the teacher. For the clearer understanding, you may see this picture of Smith's method and techniques about teaching method. What is past teaching? Past teaching in these terms means that things that teachers do after implementing or imparting knowledge to the group of students. So, evaluating make a judgment on effectiveness of the teaching. So, the effectiveness in this context means that the result of the implementation of the materials, like is it make improvement of the student, or is it give positive results of the students learning or the students understanding of the materials. So it can be called as effective if the result is give a positive result or give improvement of the students' achievement. And tests are the most common instrument used to evaluate teaching. So, after identifying the virtual way and the ritual way of the definition of teaching, so what is teaching then? So, teaching may be concluded as the process of imparting knowledge or skills to the group of students by conducting three main stages, such as pre-teaching or planning, while teaching or implementing, as well as post-teaching or evaluating. And finally, what is English language teaching? So according to the definition of teaching before, we can state that English language teaching is the way or the process of imparting knowledge or skills of English to the group of students by conducting three main stages, such as pre-teaching or planning, while teaching or implementing, and post-teaching or evaluating. To understand this topic, we need to learn two things as well. The first one is the trend of ELT, also called as theoretical perspective. The second is the trend of ELT in Indonesia, or also called as factual perspective. According to MidIP in 2010, said that most English teachers tend to teaching English to their students that only focus on teaching the grammatical form without or lack of teaching the functional form of English itself. So as a result, many students that are able to speak grammatically correct in English but fail in naturally speak naturally in English. Such situation generates pragmatic difficulties. So pragmatic difficulties are difficulties to understand each other with a natural English, which make their interlocutors feels uncomfortable. So let's take an example. You accidentally bump into someone while walking, and with panic, let's say she asks you about your condition. Oh, I'm so sorry. My bad. Are you okay? Oh, no problem. It's okay. By saying no problem or it's okay, yeah, it's grammatically correct, but not contextually correct. So you are not okay with that, and it's a problem. But because you are trying to comfort her, so you may say, "Oh, no worries." So by say that, it means that it's a problem, and you are not okay, but because you are trying to comfort her, yeah, you say no worries. So she may be calm and didn't have a worry with you because you say no worries. So what about in Indonesia? What is the trend of ELT in Indonesia? In Indonesia, many students of English encounter the same problem, just like the theory, just like the theoretical theory, because the students receive many inputs of grammatical form or grammar form, but lacks of receive the functional form of the teacher from their teacher. The teachers only reinforce their student in memorizing vocabulary without reinforce the function of English as well. So how to deal with the facts or the problems? So as MidIPs state that in order to successful in language teaching and learning, discourse of language has to be studied carefully by the teachers and the students. So discourse in this context means discourse analysis, relate to discourse analysis. So discourse analysis is analysis of using both form as well as function of the language. So it's not just reinforced in one aspect like the form, but it's also focused on the function. So both of them, both form and function, are studied. So from the previous explanation, we may imply that English language teaching is highly connected with discourse analysis. Discourse analysis implies language, and language signifies the discourse analysis. Messages are communicated through language, while discourse analysis can be used to reveal the message. To summarize, we may state that English language teaching and discourse analysis have symbiotic relationship, where neither one will exist without the other. So from the video, we can understand that both discourse analysis and English language teaching is tightly connected. So I think that's all my explanation about discourse analysis and English language teaching. I do apologize for if I do some mistakes during the video and the explanation, and I want to thanks to Sir Kaharudin for conducting this course. The last I say, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye. See you in the next video.